What if the love we fought for became the very thing that broke you? What if staying in meant losing yourself in the process? Love is supposed to be our refuge, our safe haven. But what happens when it becomes a battlefield? Welcome to She's on the Mode, the podcast where we unravel the stories that shape us, challenge us, and remind us of resilience of the human spirit. I am your host, Amaka, and today's episode is one that has been brewing for a while. A raw emotional exploration of love, the loss, and the lessons we often learn too late. But before I go into today's episode, I will give a quick disclaimer. Please, if you know that you are sensitive to DV, you could skip it, but I make sure to create this script so that it will be very sensitive and educational. So if you can scale through it, or perhaps maybe the first segment to listen to it, the second one, however, you can treat carefully. But I promise there's a nugget here for everyone, especially something to help equip. And please, for those who are in diaspora who are not in Nigerian, the help, the aid I'll be dropping might not reach you, but do well to also drop it in the chat or in the comment section. And if there's any help you can or assistance around your country, please do well to drop it in the chat. Thank you. We are diving into so powerful yet strikingly different love stories. First, the whirlwind journey of Nigerian music icon Tuface Idibia and his wife, actress Idibia Macaulay. A relationship that played out in the public eye, filled with passion, heartbreak, and the weight of personal struggles. Their story is an mirror to the complexities of love under spotlight. Then we turn to the heartbreaking tale of Bimbo Ogbonna, a woman whose life was tragically cut short in a toxic marriage, and that turned deadly. Her story is a sobering reminder of the dangers of staying in a relationship that harms us, and it forces us to confront the darker side of love. In this episode, we will unpack the lessons hidden in these two narratives. Lessons about love, loyalty, and the course of staying in relationships that no longer serve us. Those stories will challenge you, move you, maybe change the way you think about love forever. Here is a fact to keep in mind. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 3 women globally experience intimate partner violence at some point in their lives. Love should never come with bruises, whether physical, emotional, or psychological. So certainly, let's dive into this story together. Tuface Idibia. For some of you, his name alone evokes a sense of pride, nostalgia for anyone who ever swayed to the rhythm of Afrobeat. From the early days with Plantation Boys to his solo career as Tuface, became more than just a musician. He became a symbol of love, hope, and resilience. Hits like African Queen and True Love weren't just songs. They were anthems celebrated in all African home. If you were there, I personally, as a kid, oh my goodness, you can't tell me nothing without my African Queen. In fact, I saw myself as an African Queen. I remember the debate in my head that then was like, who is the African Queen? There are 3 women there. The music was with Annie, Macaulay, as his supposed cousin, and Yvonne Jegede. Well, now looking back, I feel like this man told us earlier, was hinting us, this is the life I'm all about, and we didn't pay attention. Now things are full blown, and hey, but while his music painted a picture of the perfect love, his personal life told a different story. Entering Idibia, a talented actress, model, and the woman who stood by Tuface through thick and thin. His childhood sweethearts, their love story, saying this thing for a fairy tale ending. But boy, did they know. But as we all know, fairy tales don't always reflect reality. Back to the early days, Annie and Tuface's love story began in their youth, a time when dreams were big and the future seemed limitless. Their bond was strong. As Tuface's career skyrocketed, the pressure of fame, the temptation that came with it began to strain their relationship. Annie, a successful actress in her own right, often found herself playing second fiddle to Tuface's growing list of admirers and women who entered his life. Even at a point, in an episode in Famous and which this TV reality TV, she also made mention of how she was the first woman, but then again, she was the one that bear his child, right?
When you meet someone and then you know them first, and then you wake up to different people are having babies for him.
Yeah, and then he has 5 kids with other women. How did that happen? My first child is his 5th. And I met him before everybody. So you know what that is?
That's why you are so close. That's why you take everything so personally.
How many humiliation, embarrassment? Damn. And I was like, man, how do you repeat the same mistake twice? So do you think I was...
Talk about Shiggy Pro Max. Do you know what this does to your psyche? Do you know what this kind of dilemma does to your psyche and self-worth? And you're surprised she's acting erratically. You know? Even as much as her love story was celebrated then, because I remember then when he was marrying her, then on the net, you know, social media was not as brutal as now. But then again, oh my God, people with their opinion advising women how to be so enduring, the beauty of enduring as a woman, the struggle, the beauty of struggle of how to benefit, you know. I remember the story then, and ironically, those who supported her, who gassed her up, right? And now the people who are in turn like, girl, you should have known better. It's so sad that this story, she was gassed up, made you believe that, oh, you're on top of the world. And I feel like that also encouraged her, regardless of the blow of, you know, not necessarily being the first or not being the best or questioning yourself if you're good enough. But the fact that the society stood by her, championing the struggle of, I feel like it also helped play, coupled with the fact that she was so obsessed with this marriage. Bear in mind, she knew him when she was 15. So everything, her life, her perception was surrounded around him. A lot of Africans will be like, oh, I will marry them young, you know what, these modern women, this and that. No, marry her young so that she can teach her this and that. This is the circle. But before I digress, Tuface's infidelity were no secret. Over the years, he fathered children with several women outside his marriage to Annie. Each time, Annie chose to forgive him, hoping that their love prevailed. But forgiveness comes at a cost. The emotional toll of constantly being in the public eye, dealing with rumors, facing the reality of her husband's action weighed heavily on her. For someone to, 2021, Tuface took to Instagram to announce that his marriage and it was in trouble. This public declaration was a breaking point for Annie. It wasn't just the infidelity that altered, it was the way Tuface chose to air their private struggles in such a public manner. The announcement was met with mixed shock, sympathy, and criticism from fans and media alike. Now, you think that, oh, Tuface will learn from this, but shockingly, right? There were many things that surrounded it, coupled with the other woman. Okay, the woman Tuface had been seen on the side was more than just a hidden affair. She was someone who had emotionally grown over time, feeding her fantasies, making her believe she could be the one. Her obsession with Tuface grew to dangerous levels, leading to a public breakdown of reality TV show Young Witch Fame and Famous. Her erratic behavior and emotional turmoil became the spectacle, further complicating Tuface and Annie already strained relationship. And I remember then when he came up there, he let her beg her this and that. Even on that show, that was the episode in season 2. He even told her, let me do this again.
You know, the irony of the whole thing, looking back now, judging by a few days ago, his outbursts on and his decision to break everything with Annie, it makes me want to shout at the rooftop and say men are scum, but this is not the video for that. This is not the podcast for that. The crazy thing is, now the turn event, how you came out and caught it. Like, men will literally drag you through the mud, take the best of your years, and then turn back and be like, well, doopy doop, I'm out. On to the next one, and expect you to be cool with it. Then if you act crazy, it's like, oh, why are you crazy? Like, I'm sorry, I'm a human being, you hurt me and I'm bleeding. But oh God, better no at the end of the day. It's crazy.
Right? So, and then Annie's decision to stay with Tuface, that's like everything speaks volumes about societal pressures on women that women face. In many cultures, women are expected to endure, to stand up, to stand by their man. I must stay by my man at all costs. No matter how he drags you to hell, somehow you're supposed to be a spoiled woman and enjoy it. And Annie's choice to stay was not just about love. It was about her preserving her family, protecting herself from judgmental and public scrutiny that would come with a divorce, you know. And especially if you're in Nigeria, you know how and of course she was obviously obsessed. Judging from her reaction, how erratic she was in Young, Rich and Famous, you could tell that she was obsessed with it. I don't think she loved it. It was obsession at this point. But at the same time, I'll be ignorance. I'll quite obtuse to act like I don't know what happens in Nigeria. See, if you're not in Nigeria, you say no. Then you know that in this place, that you care about public opinion, especially when it comes to scrutiny. Women are blamed for everything. If the marriage was they got, let's say, you don't necessarily get the praise, right? But if anything goes wrong, let's say your man fianders, see, can't say Bell will stay your brother and no be joke. Your husband, your boyfriend will stay in your brother publicly, and somehow you'll be blamed for not being good enough or probably not giving him more. So I understand how we can mess with your psyche low-key, right? And so Annie Idibia, yes, she's faulting now, no exemption. Remember, you cannot compare the psyche of a child who spontaneously look to shift to develop, right, in a relationship with then a big star, and then she did everything first with him, right? And again, there was not enough self-talk from family. Judging by how her brother was free to throw her under the bus. I'm like, where are the parents of this child when all these things were happening? Where were the parents? So coupled with a number of things, so she was not in her space for it. The adults around her weren't adulting, right? Then the quote-unquote man who is a philanderer, a messy shit. This is not a local polygamy here. For those I'll say the men are polygamists. No, this is a man being messy, indisciplined, right? And on serious, yes, she came out with some kind of mental duration and all, but further she didn't come out with other STDs. That is on things, especially HIV and all. You know, you can imagine giving most of your best, the best of your life to someone, and honestly, and as much as yes, I will take it right in my podcast everywhere that's form of any relationship that does not serve you. I also understand that it's not so easy, especially when you invest so much in the relationship. Okay? So yeah, it's hypocritical to not be like, oh, it's tough for it. It is not easy like that. I understand what comes with it. So a lot of time it's not easy to come out. That if you won't come out with a little bit of self-worth or anything, and not every woman is, and I hear some people leaning towards that she will go and get for the money. Okay, fine. Most women, most Nigerian women are not lucky to come up with anything. With anything at all, you give the best of your life and everything, and you're left stranded. Okay? So yeah, at least if you must do this, do it for something at least. Just feeding her fantasies and making her believe she will be the one, you know? But the truth is, as ladies, this is what I would advise you. When you reach this point, it's easier said than done. But the truth is, I say it's easier said than done when it has been done to you for years. But once you're entering something and you see the red flag immediately, ask yourself, if you cannot leave now, what happens later? If you cannot leave now that the fire is not burning, you are not so attached. You have not been captivated completely by Jululu land. If you can ask yourself, well, if you cannot pull up now, is it later? And not everybody come up with their life. Daddy. Okay? We spoke, we talked to a relationship therapist, Dr. Umbozi Eze, who shared this perspective that Annie's story is a classic example of how societal association can trap women in unhealthy relationship. The pressure to maintain the facade of a perfect marriage often leads women to sacrifice their own happiness and mental health. I've talked about previously, but yeah, a lot of Nigerian women, this is what we go through. Not just Nigerian women globally, but I'm focusing on Nigeria. But this happened in Nigeria. There's a reason why. Our environment, in other environments, right, especially if you're not in a third world country, the government might protect you. There might be Nigeria don't even believe in therapy and all, right? Maybe the rich, yes, and even at that, they still, it's something you tiptoe around, right? So to ladies out there, this is really a cautionary tool, honestly. And so for those ladies who be like, oh, should have known better, and I heard someone like Blessing CEO coming making noise. I'm like, this lady, first of all, shut up, Yana Baya. They are too bold. Sometimes I get the concept of crowd chasing, but their friends, there's time for everything. There's time to the stupid, there's time to the wise. At this moment, shut up. And it's about that some people are tone deaf. I do understand that a lot of people talking on this issue do not necessarily care. Some people are just chipping in opinion just to sound smart or to attack themselves to the crowd, which I understand. And maybe yes, I'm also doing it, but honestly, I'll be lying if I said that I wasn't necessarily pained when I saw this, right? I wasn't. But at the same time, I had to be careful because I understand that a lot of women are going through this. And we don't need, I told you so moments. The lady is a victim already, right? And that's what I'll say. When you're dropping up from to please be careful. Be sensitive, okay? Be sensitive to this lady. Yes, she should have come out earlier, but then again, she is already getting to the plug. You want to hit the person on the ground, below the ground, right? So, for those who are also going through emotional trauma or found themselves in this space, I would advise you to pay attention carefully, okay? Speaking of shameless clout chasing and Blessing CEO, this next story is about her now lover, right? So she's on brand. And sadly, this story brings me to tears because this could have been avoided. Talking about the story of IVD and his now dead wife, Bimbo Ogbonna. And please be respectful in the comment, okay? She's not here to defend herself. I'm only covering this because somehow there's a lesson to connect to this both story. Unfortunately, this one didn't make it out alive or even to rehab. So in the blessed memory of Bimbo, let's keep a moment of silence. May her gentle soul rest in peace. And please be very, very careful what you type into chat. Be very sensitive. Okay? Remember, your mama told you if you have nothing good to say, keep short. It's okay. I've done it this far. Read out so much comments. And also not to be too hard on yourself. Hopefully this video gives you the kind of help you need, right? Why Tuface and Annie's story is one of the love and betrayal, Bimbo Ogbonna's story is a tragic reminder of the danger of staying in a toxic relationship. Bimbo's life was cut short in a marriage that turned deadly, and her story forces us to confront the darker side of love. Let's talk about the perfect facade. On the surface, Bimbo and Ikechukwu Idibia Ogbonna married seemed perfect. They were a power couple, a quote, successful, attractive, and seemingly happy. But behind closed door, their relationship was anything but. Ikechukwu infidelities and emotional abuse took a heavy toll on Bimbo, who struggled to maintain a facade of a happy marriage. And this is the story of Bimbo. Okay? Bimbo's story is a stark reminder of the cycle of abuse that many women find themselves trapped in. Despite the pain and humiliation, Bimbo stayed in Ikechukwu, believing that her love could change him. But love alone cannot fix a toxic relationship over time. And this is the problem. A lot of women feel like they could love a man back to health. You can't love a man back to health. You can't. It's very rare. And even at that, a lot of damage will be done for it. And who is to say after you're done loving even back to me, who is to say you'll be left a little bit of life with it? Who is to say that? And who is to say that after loving me back to tell that he will be show such empathy? You have to leave a man ready and meeting like if he's not conducive and does not fit your workplace, leave him there. Let another woman fix him. Not if another woman should choose to, let it be on her. Because I guarantee you, the day you close your eye, and say goodbye to this world, I didn't tell you, God, we go carry babe on burial day, you go carry babe on that day. Another one will say, oh baby, you be crying. One lady will be like, oh dear, I'm sorry. That same night, the other one will carry another shift. That you know what they put for one. Give on, go carry it up, do me on that. That man will you come, they carry, they put over head. You know? So you can never love a man into health. You have to love yourself first. Because some women, just like Bimbo, was left feeling trapped and powerless. Because according to the story, how it started, IBD had nothing. He had nothing. The owner had nothing. Before he became this business tycoon that he is, which is a little bit dribbling because the woman was there. This was the lady who sacrificed everything, her youth, according to her parents, she's the only child that is not a graduate. They did everything, and yet in this case now, you said that IVD's family did everything. If you said they did everything humanly possible for her to be better, for her to go to school, here in this dynamic, here I can say, okay, the parents did everything, right? But there's only much a parents to do. She left everything for this man. To the point that she even did rituals before IVD, according to the messages, right? And it's on the net. I'm not making this up, I'll add allegedly. There are tests that prove that you are exposed that this lady, during the quest to make sure that, that her family would do that those that said she will love succeed in this relationship were lying. Our women will do that a lot. Women will do that a lot. That's natural side of us. We don't necessarily point in ourselves. When we that's nowadays when I get relationship coaches, and I mean all this chat and bay relationship people that just got their certificates from online, right? Online Bulls Academy, right? For those ones, I'll tell you as a lady, be nurturing, like it's top of it. Men are nurturing, women are not nurturing, is in different form. But as a woman, for you can't give what you don't have. And yes, I do know that a lot of women have born that nurturing side to their children, their men, and all that point on themselves. But who do you think, where do you think all this is going? When you want anything, The truth is that this example, as a woman, if you don't pour into yourself, you see the case of Annie, you can't escape it. You see the case of Bimbo, you can't escape it. Especially when you're now with a narcissist who is to take. A lot of women who are giving, who are nurturing, and please, as a lady, never you stop your nurturing side, never you stop your loving side. It is part of you, but make sure when you're giving it to someone, anybody you're with is someone who is equally pouring into you. Because let me tell you how colors man is. Men are highly selfish, and human beings, we should be selfish. There should be a measurable amount of self-preservation in all of us. But men are inherently and fundamentally selfish, and they will do anything to get what they want. And sometimes when they don't work enough for something, they leave it that they need you to fix yourself. Now, you picking who says you would have people around you who will rally for you, or who even says you are held enough, and the day you have children. What even made me cry and my soul bleed was when I saw Tuface's daughter trying to defend his. I'm like, God, this girl is too young for this. This is why, as a lady, you should love yourself enough. If you cannot love yourself for yourself, do it for your children. Now look at this girl now. She comes from a rich family. Who is to say that this cycle won't continue? Because we forget, as women, as mothers, I am not a mother yet, but I could tell you that a lot of things I saw my mom, a lot of things I did subconsciously and consciously, I took from my mom. I knew how never to take beating from a man, but a certain unmeasurable amount of emotional abuse I learned from my mom. Being a mommy, I learned from my mom. That is something I'm still working on. I'm still learning to untangle, and that's why I'm so passionate about this. So as a woman, it is important you pour into yourself, and you don't partner or couple with a man who do not see your value, your worth. And it's important as a woman. A lot of men are not caught a woman's value. They are taught a woman's value to the point where it is to be used and exploited, but never to be revered, admired, and nurtured back. Very few. So imagine this girl doing all these things, Bimbo did all these things for a man, to the point that you know how bold or set a simple must have to do sacrifice. Juju, witchcraft stuff, you did it. You didn't do it for yourself. You didn't do it for the betterment of yourself. You did it for the betterment of your husband, to a man who ended up totally disregarding. And ladies, this is how men are wired. A man will never respect a woman who lost herself in the process of helping him. Men will say it on paper. They will say, as a woman, be selfless. They will say it is good on paper. But ask yourself this question: who does this help? Who does this uplift? I'm sorry, I didn't want to turn this into preaching, but it breaks my heart that some of this toxic preaching about women staying, and a lot of our mothers, right? They had to go straight into church because we're leaning on God to change this man for me. Like, I'd rather a man pray to God to change me from my bad behavior, because it is God still have a chance of working on me, and I still have enough conscience to actually be better, rather than a man. So let you see a lot of women like, God, change this man for me, and yet he is not changing. You're wondering, you're questioning yourself. Your mental state is dwindling. So until then, and then when you now finally find yourself, it's already too late. Go front, you cannot go forward. Go back, you cannot go back. You then, as a woman, decide, okay, you know how we say it now, I cannot suffer, another woman will eat my sweat. Before you know it, you're still stuck there. You're stuck there. Now, look at Idibia, right? At a point, now she's in therapy in the care of Tiwa Savage and Toke Makiwa. Now she's in their care. Imagine she pulled out earlier. Not that she won't have been in therapy, but then Oh my goodness, how she was acting, fidgeting in Rich, Famous, and Young. Because this is a lady going through not just drug had this effect, but this is a lady going through this also, and aligns with the symptom of a woman who is in trauma. So, like I said, ask yourself if you cannot come out where it wasn't that bad. You think it will be easy? Don't get me wrong, even the breakup is a good thing. The breakup is a good thing. It's just in the manner it happened was so callous. But then again, Tuface is on brand with Tuface. Tuface is messy. He flounders up and down without regard. I mean, even Plantation Boys, he betrayed his men. Like, this is a man with the track record of being so selfless, selfish, disregarding of the people around him, pretends to be humble, answers innocent, but is always guilty of every little shady thing out there. Right? He's on brand. If you ask me, in fact, I feel like we as the one should be blamed. Really, he's on brand. He showed us his message. But this is also a blessing in disguise, regardless. Because Anne should have left since. He should have broken up with her since. Not in this manner, coming publicly to shame her when she was down, when it is obvious that this lady is going through. Come on, no. Where is that common human decency? I thought we are family. And this is the thing. You cannot even differentiate a side chick, a one-night stand, a girlfriend. You can not like any of these women should be treated anyhow. But then again, this men let you know that as a wifey, there is so much protection and regard that comes with this position. And then when you see it, you realize that you are just one sheep on the wood that is to be dumped on. That is what is given. And later you blame Wonder Women for this. It's sad. So, just like Bimbo, who was trapped in this relationship, sadly she passed out without even having a chance to go on rehab and pick up herself. At least she didn't go have it, right? Because she's stuck into it. No, where do I go? Although her breaking point, Bimbo breaking point came during a heated confrontation with TK Chukwu in a moment of sheer desperation. She set fire on herself. She set on fire as an act of ultimately which untimely led to her death. And the funny part is exactly what I talked about. There comes a time in a woman's life, especially when you have been in a toxic situation, you're stuck, you never had enough self-respect or will to work out why you still had your head intact, right? And once you have poured into this man, especially a lot of women are like, it's normal, you can't build a business, invest so much and you just work out like that. It's not easy, right? But there comes a time where you normalize it, especially as a woman. This is how we are wired, right? Especially when you have stayed through all these things, you realize that you have nothing to go back to, nothing to fall back. You decide to be the monster he creates in order to make sense to stay. And she got to that point. Sadly, she didn't come out. And for what? I feel like in this moment when she was doing it, right? You know how as a lady, and that's why as a woman, it's important for you to be with a man who regards you. There was also this DJ, also happened on live Instagram, how his wife, when the lady was taking sniper, looking at the husband was looking at her. This was also number one who was with her husband, treated canteen and all. He got to the landlight and right. It's just something in this men pattern. Even though they tell us that build a man, be the ball builder, it never helps you. Like, it never helps you because at least when it breaks you with the emotional turmoil is what than a lady who is made a man where he was doing something, he has woke up himself to an extent. Yes, no woman should stay in any level of consistency, but at least the level of the damage done is different. It's on different frequency, on different level. Right?
Probably she didn't come out in her life. You know how you do things that you expect your man to take, baby. You know how it doesn't even have to be that dangerous. You can just wear a heel and the heel is uncomfortable and your mom will beg you, baby, wear this one, it will pay you to pay. You know those kind of things. That's how a man cares about you. And as a woman, it's important to be with a man who cares for you. Mother, because as a woman coming into the man's life, especially as in Nigeria, you shoulder so much responsibility. And even in our law system, the law does not even give us enough benefit as married women. It gives men benefits. Even in a raging toxic patriarchy society, you have men abuse women physically, emotionally, yet women are never victim of their husband domestic violence. It's mostly women, and the charges is different.
So sadly, she sets fire, maybe expecting her husband to cuddle her and take her out. But allegedly, he pushed her in.
So tragic that brought her tragic day, leading to national conversation about domestic violence and then Blessing CEO, who later started dating her husband, had the court. It's temerity.
Now some people are shameless. Talk about tone deaf and being obtuse.
And what I want to talk about Bimbo's story, and equally an Idibia's story, but also Bimbo's story.
These two stories highlights how the role society plays in perpetuating toxicity in relationships. In many cultures, women are expected to endure, like I've said before, to stay in marriages, no matter how abusive or unhealthy they may be. The stigma surrounding divorce, the fear, the judgment often keep women trapped in relationships that harm them. Preborn death is a reminder that we must do better as a society to support and protect women in abusive relationships. Now let's talk about the price of staying in a toxic love. Both Tuface and Annie's story and Bimbo's tragic end forced us to confront the price of staying in a toxic relationship. Love should never come at the cost of your emotional well-being, your sense of self-worth, or your life even. Annie's decision to stay with Tuface despite his infidelities and public humiliation came at a great emotional cost. Her story, however, is a reminder that even the strongest love cannot survive without trust, respect, and a healthy boundary. Bimbo's story, on the other hand, is a tragic reminder of the danger of staying in an abusive relationship. Her death is a stark reminder that love should never feel like a cage. Let's talk about the societal pressures. Both stories highlight the societal pressures that keep women in a toxic relationship. Whether it is the expectation to endure, the fear of judgment, or the belief that love means sacrifice, this pressure often keeps women trapped in relationships that keeps them harmed. In time, we challenge these societal norms and create a culture that supports and empowers women to live unhealthy relationships. So let's go into the importance of self-worth, self-love. At the heart of both stories is the importance for self-worth. Okay? Love should never come at the cost of your dignity, your peace of mind, or your life. If you are in a toxic relationship or know someone who is, it's important to seek help and remember that you are worthy of love that uplifts and empowers you. Yes, take that in. Self-love is important. Like I said previously, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to love yourself too. And the truth is, men in desperation, men can sleep a woman with low self-esteem. And most toxic men
who have nothing to offer, if they sniff it around you and you don't set enough healthy boundaries for yourself, they're going to exploit it. So this is where I go for resources. Okay, if you're a woman, if you know someone, or if you yourself are in an abusive relationship, please reach out to this trusted, reach out to a trusted family, reach out to a friend, or even a professional in Nigeria. There are organizations dedicated to helping women in these situations. Here are some reliable resources. Okay, the number one is Women's Rights Advancement and Protection Alternative. And mind you, all this says, no, I wasn't sponsored. No, I had to do my own research. Okay? Because I know a lot of women need this. A lot of women out there, and it is very unrealistic to tell a woman, right? And I know some women, it's easier, people are give up, because I saw people's reaction. They were like, oh, she could have left, she could have done this, blah, 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 yada. Yes, it's true, but just some women who rely on their husband for money, for their sustenance, right? And there are some who are in a very toxic, abusive relationship, and I mean physical ones and emotional ones, and maybe even financial, because there are some men who financially abuse their spouse, knowing fully well she's not working, but she's your home manager, right? And we know the state of the economy here. Now, is it a debate for a woman to be financially dependent? Of course, every can, yes, but that is a debate for another day. Okay? Like I said, this video is not to victimize victims already. This is as a result of solution for people facing it. Okay, so no, this is not sponsored. This is to help women out there. Because I very well know that there are women who cannot afford it. And do you know that it's easier, for lack of better word, for a woman who is in a very abusive relationship, if she's not financially stable to stay, because you need an exit plan. First of all, if you're doing all these things you want to leave, you cannot just tell a woman, girl, knave, you're big, you're wicked. If you tell her just leave without a solution. Because there are stories of women who have left their abusive husband and the man showed them and it led to their demise. And there's stories of women who leave for what? Maybe you married very young. Let's say in the case you married very young with your financial stability. Your financial stability is non-to-existence. You probably lie in the man, no work experience. You've just been building. You come out. How are you going to fend for your family? How are you going to do all those things? These are the things we make. So this is why I'm breaking all those things, okay? And please, if you have any more resources, drop it in the chat. This is just my little way of making sure that you're out there. I'm not just talking, but also helping. Thank you. So the first one, like I said, Women Rights Advancement and Protection Alternative. It is WRAPA, okay? The website is www. I'll put all those things down, okay? www.rampa.org, right? The phone number hotline is 081 888 0821 88888888. Okay? WRAPA provides legal aid, counseling, advocacy for women facing domestic violence and gender-based abuse. Now, the other one is Project Alert on Violence Against Women. The website is www.projectalertng.org. Hotline is 0803-937-2537. Project Alert offers crisis intervention, legal support, and shelter for survivors of domestic violence. And then the third one is Mirabel Centre. Okay? And also, I'll be dropping all of them. Anyone that comes, anyone that I later find out, I'll keep all of them in the chat. So please remember, with all these things, that your self-love matter more than any relationship goal, than any man out there who do not value you. Please bear this in mind. Okay? You do not owe anyone the best of your time, especially for those who do not deserve, especially for men who do not deserve you. You do not. You do it for your children. You do it in order to break generational curse. It is important, especially women, and I empathize with young ladies. I'm proud of them because they are deciding to break this cycle, not to make the same mistake that our brothers made. I remember they had no choice. Now their choice is for you. Okay, so for Mirabel Centre, the number is 08179700006. The fourth one. And again, Mirabel covers medical, legal, psychological, and support for survival of sexual and domestic violence. So please reach out to them. Okay, reach out to them. And National Domestic Violence Hotline is 080003333333. Okay, and it offers confidential support and connect survivors to resources in those areas. So just in case you don't know, maybe this one will help you. Okay, remember, you are not alone, and help is available. These organizations are here to support you, whether you need counseling, legal advice, or stay place to stay. All right. So thank you for joining us on this emotional journey through the lives of Tuface and Annie Idibia and Bimbo Ogbonna. May her soul rest in peace. These stories are not just cautionary tales. They are powerful reminders of the strength it takes to break free, okay, from an unhealthy relationship. Remember, you are worthy of love that uplifts you, that makes you stronger, and that gives you peace. Let's continue to have this conversation to support each other and to create a world where love is never a cage, but a source of freedom and joy. If you or anyone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please don't hesitate to reach out to the organizations mentioned earlier. Please, WRAPA, Project Alert, Mirabel Centre, or the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Okay? And until next time, take care of yourself, protect your peace, and remember, you are worth the fight for your happiness and your well-being. Thank you. Till I see you on my next podcast. She's on the mug. Have a great day. Bye.